Here's a lovely young actress, Joanna Cassidy. She was with us about a month ago and currently is in The Laughing Policeman and will play opposite George C. Scott in the soon-to-be-released movie, The Bank Shot. Would you welcome Joanna Cassidy? Now, that's a dress.
Thank you.
That's a person.
That's a nice person. That's some person in that dress. Yeah. Because last time you were here, I was kind of kidding you about you had the very tailored outfit, man's jacket and slacks and so forth, right?
Well, I did this because I really wanted to look pretty for you tonight.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, you sure do. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Okay.
Do you?
I'm just sitting looking. It's very pleasant.
You went to Collingswood High, didn't you?
I sure did, yeah.
I went to Haddonfield High.
Oh, you're kidding?
No.
Obvious son of a...
Do you want to sit together?
Yeah.
You went to high school with the same high school he did?
No, we didn't go to high school together.
They're neighboring towns in New Jersey.
Hightstown, did you say?
Haddonfield.
Haddonfield.
They're rival towns.
I did the first time I ever acted in my life was in Haddonfield. Haddonfield Plays and Players. I played a Japanese houseboy in The Bat.
Oh, that's wild.
Right.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, Mike...
I thought that would kind of arouse you all out there.
John, how you
Thought you wore the dress. Thought you wore the dress for me. Yeah, I was just sitting here.
She caught something better.
No, I wanted to tell a funny story about you because my cousin, I think you went to high school with her, told me that one year after you had been in the series for about 2 years, you came back and you wanted to surprise all your old girlfriends. And you hopped on a milk truck with one of your old buddies and you went around and you delivered milk? Is that true?
Except for the fact that I wanted to surprise anybody. What happened was I was having a party with a buddy of mine named Tony Rizzi, who delivered milk. And we were sitting around drinking beer and a little milk, too. And Tony said, it's 3 o'clock, I got to deliver milk. So I only had 1 day to spend there. I had to fly back to the coast. So I delivered milk with him. And the thing that was funny about it was I would carry the milk up to the door. And all these sleepy people would come to the door and take the milk, not say a word. When Tony would go up, hi, Tone. When I came up, nothing. They didn't say a word to me. Had the slightest idea who I was. I thought it was funny.
Whatever Mike said goes for me, too. You know what I did, though, once for fun? Speaking of that, I was going down to the hotel one night, and, we taped the show, and it plays 11:30. I was walking down it was like in Dallas someplace. I was doing a show there, and I heard The Tonight Show myself, and they were listening, and I knocked on the door. Said, I'm taking a survey. What are you watching right now? And you got one of those... The lady just, and then I just went on to my room.
Oh,
That's better than delivering the milk story.
Sure.
Did you act when you were in high school? Were you an actor or actress when you were young?
I was so bad in high school. I never got the parts in high school because I was so big and funny looking that I never got parts.
You got parts, all right.
No, but I was, really tall and skinny and wore those funny socks and penny loafers and all that. So what I would do is in the backstage, I was the makeup girl. So I had boys, there were some boys that I really wanted to get even with. So I would do their makeup, but I'd put on the pancakes so thick, and I'd go and give them like really red cheeks and black eyebrows and, sparkle up their eyes and everything, put a little blue and green, and they wouldn't see anything because we'd shove them right out on the stage. And they'd be these, you were talking about men dressing up as ladies and that sort of thing. Yeah. So they were somewhat, they were in their men's clothes, but they looked like ladies.
Yeah. Did you always want to be an actress? I mean, have you done other things before you...
Well, I collected butterflies for a long time and thought that someday I'd...
Collected butterflies?
Yeah. A lepidopterist is what you call me.
A what?
A lepidopterist.
A lepidopterist?
Yes, I knew that.
How did you know that?
Lepidoptery. Well, because I'm normally intelligent. I don't know why he didn't know it.
Well, I was not aware that the butterfly collector was a lepidopterist. But I know what a lapidariist is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, that's people who work with stones.
Stones, yes.
See, I know those big words, too. Why did you want to be a lepidopterist?
But how does lapidary go with tongues? Does that match at all?
Excuse me?
How does how does lapidariist go with tongues? Does that have anything to do with... No, nothing.
No.
No, that's something else, I think. I may not be right on lapidariist either. I'm not sure. It has something to do with that. Oh, why did you give up collecting butterflies? You're the first person I've ever had on the show who collected butterflies, and it's kind of a new area for us.
No,
But you were going to do it seriously?
Oh, yeah, no, I wanted to work for the National Geographic. That was a very big dream of mine. Yeah. But then I had, like, really big favorites, actresses and so on, and, like Ingrid Bergman and Bette Davis and Carole Lombard, that I just thought were fantastic people, and I wanted to, be able to smoke like Bette Davis and be able to make people laugh like Carole Lombard. And then I decided, that since most of my life I had to make myself funny, because I was so funny looking, I had to be a comedian, that I wanted to do the same thing when I came down here. Yeah. And that's what The Bank Shot is all about. It's a comedy.
And you're working with one of the great actors, I think, in the world today is George C. Scott.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was just brilliant.
Now, there's an interesting thing. You keep referring to yourself as not being good-looking or pretty. Now, was that in your mind or in everybody else's mind? I can't imagine, unless you had a marvelous plastic surgery. I mean, I'm looking at your bone structure. How could you ever have been anything but pretty? You might have been too skinny at one time, as all kids are. But were you not pretty and didn't know it? Did anybody tell you were pretty in those days?
Well, well, some people did, but it wasn't...
You didn't believe them?
No, I guess not.
Because I can't believe that you changed from, from being ugly to what you're looking like now. I mean, I'm looking for the scars. I see no scars. That's her face. It's a great complexion. You always must have had a great complexion.
Yeah, that was okay. But, I had frizzy...
What Carl said goes for me, too.
How's that side of the face?
Oh, that's fine. The side over here is great. Beautiful from both sides. Well, all kids at a certain age go through that phase, don't they? And you're talking about, I would imagine, when you were like 13 and 14.
Yeah. But see, you talk about height, too. I mean, I'm 6'1" with my heels on. I mean, I'm really a tall lady. Mm. But I was tall then, and that's the worst time to be tall is,
I think your height took over for your prettiness. You thought the height was ruining you.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry.
No, I was just wondering,
remember I'm a guest.
When you do a scene with a leading man, I remember in some pictures in the early days where the leading lady was, for example, Alan Ladd was on the short side, and very often he would have to stand doing a love scene on a little box or something.
Well, they dug trenches for them.
And yes, when they were walking together on the beach, they would dig a little trench, which has got to take the romance out of it. I would think some kind of an affair when you're in a trench. Yes. Walking along. Has that ever been a problem?
No, because all the men that I've worked with so far, like Robert Reiner has been very tall. Yeah. He was 6'3", I think. And George is about 6'1". And also Walter Matthau and Bruce Dern are very tall men also. So it really hasn't been a problem.
No problem. We'll be right back. When does the picture with George come out, The Bank Shot? Is that going to be released soon?
Yeah, soon, about a month or two.
Look forward to it.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be funny.
Hey, thank you for being with us. You're a lovely gal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Michael. Not tomorrow night, but coming up, we have Roger Moore, Orson Bean, Roy Clark, Bob Hope, Rich Little, Charles Aznavour, Dinah Shore, Buddy Rich, Carl Sagan, Debbie Reynolds, McLean Stevenson. Thank you for being here. Good night.